Bangkok, one of the greatest cities on earth for luxury hotels. And right in the middle of it all, tucked between the greenery of Lumpini Park and the buzz of Wireless Road, sits the Kimpton Maa-Lai. Now, the Kimpton Maa-Lai has built its brand on personality, well, the Kimpton in general, on being the cool, design-forward boutique hotel group that doesn't really take itself too seriously, but it still always delivers. So when I checked in here, I came with a lot of expectations, because this is our third stay at the Maa-Lai. We love this hotel, and that's why we keep coming back. But this time, something was different. A few things, actually. And because we stayed here before, we can now say with confidence, these are not long-standing quirks. These are changes, new ones. Which is exactly why today we're asking the question, is what we're seeing here a genuine commitment to sustainability and eco-conscious hospitality? Or is it just dressed up cost-cutting? Let's get to it. Welcome to Voyager Smith. In 2024, my wife and I sold our house and all of our belongings and left for Thailand from the United States with our 2 Labrador retrievers. Join us as we review all of our travel and talk about our experiences living abroad. And if you find this information useful, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Now enjoy the video. So let's start with the location, because honestly, the Maa-Lai's address is both a selling point and a conversation starter. You're on Lang Suan Road, in the Lumpini area, which is generally one of Bangkok's more relaxed, leafy neighborhoods. You've got the park nearby, you've got some great local dining within walking distance, and the overall vibe is a lot calmer than, say, Sukhumvit. On the plus side, it feels very residential. It's sophisticated. You're not fighting through tourist crowds, and the proximity to Lumpini Park means if you're gonna be the type of person who likes to get up in the morning and go for a run or just wants to stroll someplace green, you've got it on your doorstep. On the minus side, Bangkok's BTS SkyTrain. Your lifeline for getting around this city is not exactly a short walk away. Chit Lam Station is the nearest, and it's a good 15 minutes. And on a hot Bangkok afternoon, that trek is not something you want to do in anything other than a tuk-tuk or an air-conditioned grab. Which brings me to something that genuinely impressed me, but I'll save that for the highs. The lows. Right. Let's get the lows out of the way, and I want to be really clear here. This is our third stay at the Maa-Lai. Stays 1 and 2, none of these issues existed. So what we're talking about isn't a hotel that's always had rough edges. We're talking about a hotel that has made deliberate changes that, so far, haven't been explained to the guests, and that context matters. So, low number 1, there are no Harnn products anymore. If you stayed at a Kimpton property before, especially in Asia, you may have come to expect Harnn amenities in the bathroom. Harnn is a Thai luxury wellness brand that's beautifully packaged, fragrant, and with a real sense of place. I've actually bought some of it personally in the malls and keep it in my house now. Having those products in room feels aligned both with local identity and a premium experience. On our first 2 stays, they were there, this time gone. I talked to the concierge and they said as of last month, so as of April of 2026, they replaced those products. So what replaced them is a brand called Orite. And here's where it gets genuinely interesting because I did some digging. Orite is a Taiwanese hair care brand. And on paper, their sustainability credentials are actually exceptional. They achieved carbon neutrality back in 2020, covering their full supply chain. Their bottles are made from 100% post-consumer recycled plastic, although the ones at the Kimpton I don't think are. Some of their products come in biodegradable packaging. One line literally grows into a tree if you bury the empty bottle in soil. They've won international sustainability awards and are certified by EcoCert, Cosmos, and USDA Organic. This is not greenwashing brand. This is the real deal. So here's the thing. If the Maa-Lai switched to Orite as a genuine sustainability upgrade, as part of a broader green commitment, that's actually a defensible, even admirable decision. But here's the problem. They didn't tell us that. There was no card in the bathroom, no mention at check-in, no note on the hotel app, nothing. So instead of guests thinking, oh, that's a thoughtful, eco-conscious switch, most guests, including us on the first impression, just think, where did the nice products go? The swap from Harnn to Orite may be the right call, but the silence around it is not. If you're making a green choice, own it. Tell the story, because without that story, it just feels like a downgrade. Bangkok, humidity that wraps around you like a warm, wet blanket. You know the feeling. So I was genuinely surprised to find that the hallways outside the rooms had no air conditioning. You step out of your beautifully cooled room and walk into what can only be described as a tropical corridor experience. And again, to be clear, This was not the case on our previous two visits. The hallways were cooled, now they are not. Now, I have heard the eco argument here. Cooling large shared spaces is energy intensive and arguably wasteful. In fact, if this is part of a broader energy reduction strategy, it may well contribute to a meaningfully lower carbon footprint for the property overall. And sure, you're only in the corridor for 30 seconds. I get it intellectually. But experientially, when you're dressed for dinner or just back from a sweaty afternoon out in the city, that burst of warm, uncooled air is not the transition that you want. It chips away at the luxury feel of the hotel. And in a city like Bangkok, where every competitor at this level is keeping those corridors crisp and cool, it stands out. Once again, if this is an environmental decision, communicate it. A small sign, a line in the welcome pack, something. Because right now, it reads as a mystery, and mysteries in hospitality tend to be read as cutbacks. So eco-conscious or cost-cutting, the jury's still out. Low number 3, Chromecast didn't work at all. The room had a Chromecast system built for the TV. It actually wasn't built in the TV. It was an external company called Zafiro that was running it. It's a great idea, the ability to cast your own content. Not everybody wants to go out every night and see all the sights in the big city. Some people, after dinner, they come back and they have to work the next day, or they're tired from jet lag, whatever. They want to just watch a little TV. Your Netflix, your YouTube, your whatever. And the ability to cast it from your phone to the big screen is a great idea. In 2025 and beyond, this is absolute table stakes for a property at this price point. And to be fair, on previous days, this worked fine. It was one of those nice little tech touches that added to the room experience. This time, it didn't work. I tried, I troubleshot it, I asked the concierge, and it just didn't connect. Not partially, not intermittently, just not at all. We had a friend staying with us at the hotel at this trip. I went and checked in his room. It didn't work either. Now I want to be fair. Tech fails happen. Maybe it was the network configuration. Maybe the unit needed replacing, or the system needed to be replaced. These things happen at even great hotels. But there's a difference between a one-off glitch and a feature that's been quietly left to degrade. When it works, it's a high. When it doesn't, when no one seems to be on top of fixing it, it becomes a low. This one's firmly in the fixable column, but it needs fixing. Sort it out, Kimpton. Low number 4, the location, and this is the minus part of it. We touched on this, but let's revisit it. If you're someone who likes to be able to hop on the BTS spontaneously, to go to Asak, to Siam, to An Nut, Prong Pang, you need to get to the Chitlom BTS station first. And while the hotel does offer a shuttle, and we'll cover that more on the high side, it runs on a schedule and it isn't always instant. It also fills up, so you have to make a reservation with the concierge. If you're comparing properties in Bangkok and debating between this and something directly on the SkyTrain line, that's a genuine practical consideration. It won't bother everyone, but for city explorers on a tighter itinerary, it's worth factoring in. Right, the good stuff, and there really is a lot of it. High number 1, the rooms. The rooms are genuinely excellent. The design language here is warm, considered, and distinctly Thai influenced without being kitschy. Natural materials, earthy tones, thoughtful lighting, it feels like a space that was put together with intention. The bed is the kind you sink into and immediately reassess your plans for the afternoon. The layout makes smart use of space. There's personality here that you just don't find in your average international chain. That's the Kimpton doing what Kimpton does best. High number 2, the Dyson hairdryer. Small thing or big thing? The Dyson supersonic hairdryer is in the bathroom and it should be industry standard everywhere, at least according to my wife. And yet somehow it's still a differentiator. If you know, you know. If you don't, trust me. My wife says once you've used one of these at a hotel, every other hairdryer feels like punishment. This is one of those low-cost, high-impact amenity choices that makes guests feel genuinely looked after. High number 3, the grounds. The Malay's grounds are beautiful. There's a lushness in the landscaping that gives the property a sense of being a genuine retreat within the city. It photographs well, it feels well maintained, and it adds to that residential, unhurried atmosphere that I mentioned earlier. This is where the eco-conscious narrative does feel authentic. The greenery here isn't just decorative, it's part of the identity of the place. High number 4, the pool. The pool is a stunner. It's well proportioned, well designed, and depending on when you visit, genuinely peaceful. The surrounding area is well appointed without being over-designed. It's a kind of pool that earns its place in a city where a great hotel pool is an absolute necessity, not a luxury. I spent significant time here and I had zero complaints. High number 5, the restaurants. The food and beverage offering at the Maa-Lai is strong. The on-site dining options reflect the same care for design and detail that the rest of the property shows. Whether you're after a casual drink or a proper dinner, there's something here. The quality is consistent, the service attentive, and the menu interesting enough not to feel like the default hotel restaurant situation. And I'll be dedicating serious time to 2 specific dining experiences in a moment because they both deserve it. High number 6, shuttle service to Chitlom BTS. Remember that location downside? Here's the fix, and it's a good one. The hotel runs a complimentary shuttle service to Chitlom BTS station. It's a small thing logistically, but it completely resolves the connectivity issue and removes what would otherwise be a significant practical frustration for guests. This is exactly the kind of thoughtful, guest-focused solution that elevates the experience. It takes what could have been a deal breaker and turns it into a non-issue. Well played, Maa-Lai. High number 7, the Stockroom's Breakfast Buffet. So right, we need to talk about breakfast because the Stockroom breakfast setting is without any exaggeration the best hotel breakfast buffet we have ever had anywhere in the world. I know that's a big claim. I'm standing by it, and obviously I haven't been to every place in the world, but of the places that we've gone to. Here's why it works so well. Most hotel breakfast buffets are quiet affairs. A few pastries, some scrambled eggs, a sad fruit platter. The Stockroom is the opposite of that, and the reason is simple. In the morning, the guests are all still there. Nobody's left to sightsee yet. Nobody's at the office, so the hotel leans into it, and the spread is roughly double what you get at lunch. We're talking a full hot section, beautifully prepared Thai breakfast dishes alongside all the Western classics, an extensive pastry and bread selection, fresh fruit done properly, made-to-order options, and the kind of variety that makes you generally indecisive in the best possible way. And the quality holds across all of it. This isn't a widespread spread that sacrifices depth, it's both. The room itself has great energy in the morning. It's buzzy but not chaotic. The service keeps pace, the coffee's good, and you leave feeling like the day has been properly set up. If you're staying at the Maa-Lai and you're tempted to skip breakfast or grab something outside, don't. This is one of the great reasons to be a hotel guest here, full stop. High number 8, the Sea Land Lunch Buffet. So then there's a lunch, the same venue but in different energy entirely. By midday, the hotel is thinned out. Guests are out in the city and the restaurant shifts into a quieter, more relaxed gear. The lunch buffet is a more intimate affair than breakfast, but what it trades in scale, it more than makes up for in focus. The spread leans into fresh seafood, carefully selected Thai dishes, and a dessert selection that deserves its own camera time. The quality here is genuinely impressive for a hotel buffet. These feel like dishes that were thought about, not just produced. The setting's calm, the service is attentive without being hovering. And the price point relative to what's on offer represents real value for the property at this level. If you're not a hotel guest, it may well be worth making the trip just for this. Come hungry and come without any plans for the afternoon. So, eco-conscious or cost-cutting? Having now stayed here 3 times and having done some research on the changes we noticed this visit, my honest answer is it's complicated. And complicated is actually more interesting than a simple verdict. Here's what I think is happening. The Orite amenity swap? That may be genuinely the right eco call. Orite is a serious, certified, award-winning, sustainable brand. If the Maa-Lai made that switch as part of a real green strategy, I respect it, even if I missed the Harnn. But the complete absence of any explanation to the guests is a failure of communication, not of intention. Tell us why. We can handle it. We might even love you for it. The hallway air conditioning? Same story. If that's an energy reduction measure, and it plausibly is, say so. A small placard, a note in the app, because without context, it reads as a budget cut, and in Bangkok's heat, it lands hard. The Chromecast? This one's harder to spin as eco-conscious. That's just maintenance. Fix it. What keeps us coming back, and yes, there will be a 4th stay, is that the Maa-Lai's bones are excellent. The rooms are beautiful, the grounds are gorgeous, the pool's wonderful, the food, especially that sea land buffet and the breakfast buffet, are genuinely brilliant. The shuttle shows a hotel that's thinking about its guests. The Dyson is a small joy. These are not the choices of a property coasting. But the lesson here, and I'd say this directly to the Maa-Lai team if they're watching this video, is that sustainability and luxury are not in opposition. The best eco-conscious hotels in the world prove that every single day. But you have to bring your guests on the journey with you. Silence isn't neutral, and hospitality, silence reads as decline. You've got a great hotel. Tell us the story you're writing with it. If you've stayed at the Kimpton Maa-Lai, especially if you're a returning guest like us, I'd genuinely love to hear your experience in the comments. Did you notice the same changes? Have things shifted again since your last visit? Let's compare some notes. And if this was useful, please hit subscribe. There's a lot more Bangkok hotel content and travel content coming your way. Until next time, travel well.